This is Chris Klein's vision. Carlos Vela scored twice for LAFC, which defeated the LA Galaxy at Dignity Health Sports Park for the first time in the El Trafico history, 3-2 on Sunday. Hi, I'm James of Faithful Angelino Sports with a rapid recap of LA Galaxy soccer. And if you enjoy talking about the five-time MLS Cup champs, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're talking about LA Galaxy, good times and bad here. Tyler Boyd tied the match in the first half with a rocket from 35 yards out, and Mark Delgado did bring the team to within the final score in the second half. Having said that, despite the fight that the boys put up today, we can't let go of the obvious. This is Chris Klein's vision. The team president, who is the target of a supporters group boycott. A boycott, which, by the way, which enabled LAFC supporters to take over the Galaxy's home stadium. Well done. To date, the Galaxy remain winless after 7 games. And after a series that began back in 2018, LAFC finally won there. Klein, why am I referring to Klein's vision? Well, because in an attempt to soothe things over with thousands of supporters who are clearly out of their minds with rage over the fact that Chris Klein can't put together a soccer team, Klein wrote a letter to season ticket members asking them to believe in his vision for a club that would make the playoffs consistently. And if they don't make the playoffs in advance, then he'll resign. We have seen this vision. It has been typified by really bad decisions on the back end, which we'll get into in just a moment. It's also been typified by a winning percentage of less than 39%. The Galaxy, the 5-time MLS Cup champions, under Chris Klein's stewardship, win fewer than 39% of their matches. The Galaxy right now are one of 2 winless teams in MLS. They have but 3 points, also tied for last in MLS. Now, we were talking about bad decisions along the back line. Carlos Vela was the beneficiary of very poor play along the back. For example, in the 22nd minute of the first half, as opposed to the 22nd of the second, there was a Galaxy breakdown in every sense of the word. There was a turnover, which led to a counterattack. Now, Chris Mavinga originally had Vela marked on the right side of the box. That's where Vela likes to be, on the outskirts of the right side of the box. He's a left-footed shot. He likes to curl it into the net from there. So Mavinga originally had Vela marked when Vela was passed to, which, by the way, was good because that was Raheem Edwards' position. Raheem Edwards was out of position. But Vela passed to the middle, and for reasons I do not understand, Mavinga followed the ball instead of continuing to mark his man. So LAFC passed to Vela, who is wide open. Surprise, surprise, left-footed shot, corners into the net, and LAFC leads by 1. Poor decisions in the back end again. This was not Raheem Edwards' day. In the second half, with the match tied at 1, Raheem Edwards, instead of throwing the ball in down the field, which would have kept the ball from being in front of, the Galaxy's penalty area, the Galaxy's net, Raheem Edwards made mistake number 2, threw the handball towards the Galaxy net. It was a weak throw. It basically had, I believe it was Jose Cifuentes going in front of Sega Koulibaly, who was a substitute. Koulibaly tried to clear the ball. His leg was stuck out. Cifuentes tumbles over Koulibaly. Automatic penalty. You cannot complain about that call, which, of course, Vela converted on. By the way, the third goal was by Ryan Hollingshead less than 5 minutes later, and the game, as they say, for all intents and purposes, was basically over. This is Chris Klein's vision. Chris Klein's defensive back lines have been poor decision-making for a long time. This isn't the first go-round that we've seen with stupid play like this. Hell, we saw stupid play like this last week in Houston. If it wasn't for that dumbass throw-in by Raheem Edwards, if it wasn't for the Houston match, I would have called the Raheem Edwards throw-in the stupidest play the Galaxy have made all year. Thankfully, Raheem Edwards gets saved gets saved by another center back in Martin Caceres for a dopey red card. So yeah, this is Chris Klein's vision. This is why the boycott exists. This is why the Galaxy are a shell of their former selves. This is why people are furious. This is why people don't buy tickets. This is why people don't buy beer and souvenirs. So, let's get to the future. The Galaxy next week will host Austin FC on Saturday. Meanwhile, LAFC, which is, by the way, undefeated, they will play at Nashville on Saturday. LAFC has 17 points. The Galaxy have 3. I got one more thing to get out of my system before I let you guys go. When I was a sports writer, we would get letters to the sports editor, and a lot of them were nonsensical. I have to be real. A lot of them were nonsensical. Having said that, fans are not always wrong. In the case of Galaxy supporters, the Klein out movement has just gotten a little bit stronger. We'll see if the Galaxy will do anything about it. Remember, despite those 2 red cards last week, they didn't punish either of the players. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We talk LA Galaxy soccer, good times and bad. Once again, your final score, LAFC 3, Galaxy 2. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelinos is a Cam Corta El Queso production. Take care. #Klein out.